Hi everyone, welcome back to It's Child's Play with Diane and Bruna.
Hi.
It's been a while since we've actually had a podcast. The last one we did a couple of weeks back was A Day in Our Life, basically. That's the day you changed your car, Bruna.
It was the day I changed my car, yes it was, and it's now full of sand.
Is it? Were you at the beach at the weekend?
At the beach yesterday, on Sunday, it was so windy. And so now it's just full of sand.
Oh, very good. So it's been well and truly broken in. That seems to be a lifetime ago, but I can't believe that's only, about 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is literally, we're going to get into the first couple of podcasts were really explain a little bit about what we were doing. The second one was talking about the World Forum in China. So really what we're going to do now is to start reflecting with you. So for the purposes of our YouTube video, it's kind of our journals. We'll kind of go through our journals for the last 3 weeks and talk about really what we've done. Did we achieve our goals? What kind of weeks we had? What our affirmations were for that week? So if I take us right back, Brother, I suppose the first bank holiday weekend in June. Yeah. So I know, my gosh, we're coming into June next week. So my weekly affirmation that week was, I love that I see my dream come into reality every day.
My goodness,
so that's the same as yours.
fine.
We're obviously working on the same week. The idea about our books is, you see, you can buy them at any time, and your month can really start at any point. So we may all be working at different affirmations, and you may choose to write your own, but Bruna and I are kind of synchronized, as you would expect. So that first week, Bruna,
that first week for us was, let me see what we done now. We were interviewing for the childcare academies on the Tuesday. We were off on the Monday. It's lovely. We were just saying it'd be really nice to have
a 4-day week.
A 4-day week. Mondays every week.
Yeah, Bruna thought I should take a Friday off and she should take a Monday.
Yeah.
We talk about these things regularly.
Possibly maybe having a Friday and a Monday.
Our problem
we can hardly squeeze our 5-day weekend to a 5-day. Never mind a 4-3.
We've decided actually to stop working at 5:30, and we've struggled. I think we've done that maybe once.
It's really difficult.
We're trying to do 9 to 5:30, which is, given the amount of nights that we're out every week, if we finished at 5:30.
So on the Tuesday we were interviewing at People First for the Belfast City academies for playwork. And they were all good. It all went really well.
Yeah, and we also had a photo shoot that day. That's the day that the City Council came out to do the photo shoot with the children that week. It was really, really good. So check out Belfast City Council's website. They interviewed me, they interviewed Karen because she's one of the candidates, and they did some interviews with the kids, just promoting the childcare academy. So that was fun that day. I achieved all my goals that day. Did you run on the Tuesday?
Yeah. On the Wednesday, we met with our social worker in the Northern Trust, Joanne. Yeah. She wanted to come meet with us to find out about our experiences at the World Forum. So we spent the morning with her.
We did, and that was a really good, productive morning.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's good to work so closely with your social workers.
And having that link where you can just sit and have a cup of coffee and a wee chat.
And I'd also been up at Stormont then as well with some meetings with regards to an employers forum that I was on.
And I was just doing all the boring office stuff in the afternoon. Yeah.
So this is when there was more than just the talks happening in Stormont that way.
Thursday we went to Dublin. Thursday we were off early. Away at 7 o'clock in the morning we went to Dublin.
That was actually an awful morning, wasn't it? Can we explain a wee bit about the background of that morning?
I suppose if anybody's listening and they work in the sector and they're in the management team at all, you understand the joys of the 9 or the 8 o'clock phone calls of staff sickness. So I had already had from my managers in our day nursery had already phoned me to say that somebody off sick. So I was working out relief staff with them. So that was fine. We were having about 8:30. We get a phone call from about 10 to 9. I'm lying, about 10 to 9. Breakfast club had just finished, and I got a phone call from one of our schools to say our manager had taken very, very unwell in one of our schools at breakfast club. So they had to phone an ambulance. So at this point, me and Diane's in Dublin. Couldn't find Crook Park. Well, we had found it, but we couldn't actually find how to get there.
All the phone calls are coming through to Bruna's phone. I'm driving around Dublin.
I have the maps on my phone, so it's telling us where to go, but obviously I'm trying to get on hands free. The map is talking over to us. Diane's trying to find
just driving around.
Just driving around lost. I'm trying to get in touch with one of our area managers, and plus Nicola, the director of the company, to say, can somebody please find out what's happening? Can somebody go over and help here? We're trying to get into them. Couldn't find a place to park. Very weird parking systems down there. Okay, you know,
It was street
parking display, but only if you hold a badge, which we don't know what a badge is.
We got sorted. We
got sorted in the end, but that was all fine. Then we get into the closing, and our manager turned out to be fine. She was okay too.
She was fine. She went to hospital in D, and Nicolai accompanied her.
Yeah,
and she was all fine. She was.
But
just
when you're in Dublin and you're getting
headache.
these phone calls, it was like, oh my goodness, my mind. So, but it was all gone. Everything turned out fine. So we went to the training. Training was really, really good, and we made a lot of contacts. And we were invited back down again the following Tuesday for further
talks. Yeah.
That afternoon we came out of the training, we went to meet with a principal of a school in Dublin, and that was really, really, really successful. A beautiful school, great principal, very dynamic.
Very dynamic lady, very, very dynamic.
And we are really looking forward to working with her in the future. We then raced back up the road, because our life is never simple. We raced back up the road because we had been invited to St Joseph's Primary School in Crumlin to help attend at their fun night, just to be there to set up stall. Our managers in Crumlin, thank you Karen and Denise, they went along and set it all up for us, and we arrived and took over. So we done that then.
So it's amazing who you meet at those meetings. So we met a lot of our existing clients. We had a few new inquiries come over to us. But out of that, we also had a school principal come over, and we're having a follow-up meeting with his school. He'd heard about us
later on in the coming weeks.
Yeah,
so we met with them, and it was really good. And then we went. So from meeting at 7 o'clock at Sprucefield, we didn't get home till 9 o'clock that night. But
after 9, but it was a very productive day.
It was a very productive day. Yeah. On the Friday, we had a meeting with another school. I'm not going to say what.
We can't say yet.
But that will be announced shortly in June. We're definitely going ahead with that school, but it's just everything's to be finalised. But we're just so we met with them and we had that. So it was really productive. Yeah.
And I also that day was asked to submit a tender for our awards. That took me a good part of the day because we had to get testimonies from our staff and from a few outside people. So watch this space. That's actually been 2 in the course of this month, tenders that we've been asked to, or we've been shortlisted and asked to write a synopsis for awards. So the first one I spent a good part of that Friday doing. And then on the Saturday, I'm going to talk a wee bit about the conference that I went to. I went to, it was outside Sleepy Hollow, but I went to a great conference. And part of the conference on Saturday, it was up in Newcastle, was about suicide training awareness, and really during Mental Health Week, and about how really the welfare of other staff, and particularly the adults that we come into contact with. So it was really invaluable, and a lot of that I can bring back in terms of ensuring that that we're looking after the mental health as well as the physical health. All of our staff obviously need to go through fitness assessments from their GPs before they're able to start working with Sleepy Hollow, and we focus so much on that. Sometimes we need to focus as much on the mental health and well-being. So it was invaluable tips on that when I came back. So then at the end of the week, obviously we reflect on all of our own activities, and that's probably quite personal to ourselves. So we'll not go into that.
We won't share that, but because that's our personal stuff.
That's our personal stuff.
On the Sunday, Dan forgot to tell you then.
On the
Sunday we met at 12 o'clock. And we were flying to Birmingham for a conference.
I forgot about that.
How could you forget?
How could I forget? I didn't have that night.
Oh no!
I didn't write that in my diary.
Very disappointing. I'm gonna have to go.
Like the Monday.
Diane,
come on. I didn't have a weekend that weekend. So yes, we went to Birmingham. And we met up with our friends
Stephanie and Lindsay from the Curiosity. So we'd met with them on Sunday, and they took us out for dinner. It was lovely.
And just good fun. We always have such a laugh with
these two girls. Yeah. They're really, really the most down to earth girls. They're just like us, down to earth.
They're really good
fun. People, maybe looking in and thinking, I don't know if I can, God, they're the Curiosity girls, but they're really not.
They're just dynamic really girls. Funny. And we always have a laugh just about.
So the crack was good. So we'd met with them, and we went to the conference on the Sunday night with them. And the conference wasn't over until about 9:30, and then we sat and had a few drinks and sat with the girls till about 11. So the crack was really good. Up early again on the Monday morning and away to the conference all day with them, and the conference was fantastic. Really brilliant.
It was a business conference. It wasn't really an early years conference.
No, it was a business
conference, but very, very good. We actually made some great contacts from Northern Ireland who were out there, who we were able to introduce to other nursery owners. Actually, before we'd even left Birmingham, there was, I think, a contract almost agreed that day.
Yeah.
But one of the keynote speakers was Jeffrey Archer, and he signed our book. and have it here for the purposes of the YouTube. He signed my book, and so did Stephanie and Lindsay. So yeah, he was funny, very, very, very funny guy.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Even
to the point we've bought his books. Because I have to read about them to find out, because he talks so much about them.
Did you? What ones did you order?
Well, I was in, when I was down at the weekend at the North Coast, I went into the wee bookshop, but I went in there and I bought...
It's like a little curiosity bookshop. Lindsay and
bookshop.
Stephanie would love it. It's a second-hand bookstore. It's a great
It's a great bookshop. But I bought Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less, which I started, and it's so good. One of those ones that you can't put down. And I've ordered Cain and Abel. And I also bought The Prodigal Daughter, which I didn't know was a continuation from Cain and Abel. It's like the second, which I didn't know at the time. But then when I read about it, I was like, oh, right now I need to order Cain. Couldn't get Cain and Abel in the bookshop. I just wanted to have the full price for it. But, you know.
I've read them before. Cain and Abel years and years ago as a teenager, and I ordered Not a Penny More, Not a Penny Less. But
you should have went to the bookshop. I got mine for £2.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And Prodigal Daughter for £2.
Right, well then you lend it to me afterwards.
Oh, wait, okay.
We'll swap.
Yeah, because I'm really fun. But I bought Cain and Abel now.
Well, so have I, but for the future ones.
But I will lend you Not a Penny More, Not a Penny.
Sorry for
and The Prodigal Daughter.
Sorry, as we arrange our reading list for the next month.
And when I go back
and
to
apparently
the bookshop,
his Prison Diaries are brilliant.
Right, will you look
I'll
for
get the
them?
Prison Diaries.
And I'm going to look for the Chronicle ones, the Clifton Chronicle ones. I've got the list.
Okay.
So I'll go back to the bookshop and see what ones I can get, and if not, we'll right.
So we were very inspired by him.
He's so good.
But he's such a great
Not
entrepreneur.
a penny more, not a penny less. Which is like over 40 years old. Like I started reading it. I'm so like it really is one of those books that just gets you from the first chapter. Like you're really thinking,
but you came away and you took, just a good business mindset and stuff from that day. It was a brilliant meeting. So we flew home, what about
11:30, and do you know what? Like it was a Game of Thrones
the finale.
No, the finale was the following week.
Oh yes.
It was like the night, the prequel, prequel.
Yeah.
That's called.
The penultimate.
Yeah. So like I couldn't go on social media because like my plan was that I was get home and I got home at 11:30 and I wasn't going to bed until I watched this. But when I got home, my daughter was sick and she had so I got her settled and then it was very late, so I had to go to bed. So I couldn't go on social media all day on the Tuesday in case I got a spoiler. Which I have to say, I wish somebody had spoiled it for me because it wasn't very good. Very disappointed in no Game of Thrones or any Game of Thrones fans out there.
But we spent about 4 hours in the business lounge approving bookings that night. Do you remember we were approving
I promised parents I would have bookings approved, so I was approving every booking that had come in. Tuesday,
Nicola and I went down to Dublin again because we'd been out of the office quite a bit from the previous Thursday, bear in mind. So
and I had to be offering places out to parents.
Yeah, we needed to get parents out. So Nicola and I went down to Dublin. Very, very productive day. We went down on the train this time just to kind of look about how we would manage that going forward rather than taking the car up and down. So it was very useful.
Good.
And we started our registration process for opening our first setting there in October.
Very exciting. Tuesday and the Wednesday, I was working with Denise, our admin manager here in Nursery, and we were offering spaces out.
And
for
I was working
September.
with Pauline for those 2 days, and Dee a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Plus, many of you know that you send a lot of information to our head office address, which is actually our head office is our registered office, which happens to also be my house. We have an office at my house. But we're downsizing, so we're hoping to move. So we're downsizing, and we needed to look. We're moving out of Belfast, as well as downsizing. So we had to go and look for some new office premises because we won't have the office from my house to work from. So I did that on the Thursday.
On the Thursday, I went just done office stuff, and then I went out round some of our units to say hi.
So that was a productive
and then
day.
On
the
Thursday night. On the Thursday evening, we met up with the girls we went out to China with for dinner.
Yes, that was very good. That was good. It was good actually to hear that. We meet up with Colette once a month. I went with her. She's a nursery over in Cookstown, and we meet up with her once a month. I'd also been out to Reggio with her. And then there's another lady who'd just been out to Reggio, Ethel, who runs a community playgroup, but a really dynamic lady in the whole of early years in Northern Ireland. So that's always a very good night.
Yeah.
And then Friday
was our play gathering.
Yeah, so we had to organise a lot of resources for that. we had to pick up the food for Bruno and I are both on the committee for that, so we had to go and pick up the food.
I'm the communications editor, and then is it treasure?
Treasure, like really.
You know, because like we're bored, and we have
enough hours in the day.
We've not else to do with our times, like.
Yeah.
So, but we went to it, and along with there's Jacqueline sits on it from Clandeboye, Amanda sits on it, Amanda and Brenda from People First, Peter also McCartney from Clandeboye. There's Steph Gray, who works for Belfast Met, along with Barbara McElrath, who works for Belfast Met.
Joan Node from the council, who unfortunately hasn't been well. I'm trying to think who else.
Shawneen from Clandeboye as well sits on it. Shawneen's a fantastic girl.
There's a group of us. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's our committee. If we've missed anybody,
we've left out, please don't be offended.
But so with all very like-minded people about play and all of that, we met with them, and between us all we organised a play gathering, which was fantastic. I mean, the feedback has been absolutely amazing, and we were there on the Friday night right through until Saturday at about 3 o'clock. And it's, you're giving up your time and you're doing it, but you know what, it's so worthwhile because the networking that you get done, and it's showing such excellent practice, like you know. So,
and you know what, people of all sorts, people there who are in admin roles, people who are managers and owners, there were people there who were practitioners, and every single one of those practitioners who was there was just a credit to the sector, Bruno. You know, everybody who was there, brilliant networking, and we laughed. I don't want to go into it too much, but there will be another one of these in October.
We had sort of said we're making an annual event, but to be honest, it was such a successful event.
Yeah.
We will be running one again towards the end of September, start of October.
And prices were £40.
£40,
if you weren't a member. We would encourage everybody, of course, to be a member of IPANI. The thing about it is there's a triennial concert, I was going to say, a triennial conference on. The next one is in the pink city of Jaipur, where play workers from all over the world. You probably remember from our last podcast that we met Kathy Wong, who is the outgoing president and now vice president of IPA worldwide. So they meet every 3 years, and the next one is in Jaipur. So one of the objectives of IPA NI is to help a group to go out and present at the conference in Jaipur. So we're fundraising really to do that, and I would love to see one of the people who were at either this conference or at the upcoming one being able to go out and present the wonderful work of Playwork. So it was at Clandeboye Estate, and the premises there were just really fantastic, weren't they, Bruno?
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. Brilliant event.
So the play activities were on right until the early hours of Saturday morning. Then there was a bit of socialising, and after that we had more, and didn't wrap up until the lunchtime on Saturday. Yeah. And it was exhausting because on the Friday I'd actually been up. I had a 7:30 meeting with my business mentor Gavin. He was doing an event that weekend too, so I had to have a very early morning meeting with him. So I was so ready for bed when I came home on the Saturday. I had to go and sleep for 2 or 3 hours because I had to go out on Saturday night. I had to go out on Saturday night. I couldn't have gone out if I didn't have 2 or 3 hours kept. But a brilliant event, and don't miss the next IPA one.
Last week we finished off our second round of intakes on the waiting lists. Usually
Can we talk about our affirmation? Our affirmation that
week.
That was an important one. Success is attractive to me. I just can't help it.
Such a lovely photograph to go along with it.
That was you, Bruno. Yeah, Bruno's photograph that week. Page 47 for anybody who's bought our journal.
Very pretty photo. Right, but anyway, back to finishing our waiting list. We usually have in our after schools, we will have sort of 3 rounds of intake, because we offer out, then we offer out again, and people decline, so we can offer out. So I have been working on that most of last week. I've also 2 inspections due in June. So I have been doing the paperwork and getting the paperwork all sent off for them. Yeah. And also our new facility, which we're opening, which I can't say till next couple of weeks. We'll do it in the next podcast. I had to send off all the application forms for that and get the ball rolling because we need to be open there by the end of August. And we also had on Tuesday night we were working late at the employers forum. Dan's the chair of the employers forum, and we had a meeting with that where we have now a lot of more productive work.
We've had a lot of really productive work. Meetings in Stormont, further meetings to happen with the Health and Social Care Board at the end of June. So that's a lot of work that we're doing for our sector. So I suppose it's important to say that we obviously have the day-to-day running of our sector. We've managers that oversee all of our units. So Bruno and I are here in support roles, but we also feel it's important to give up a certain percentage of our time to work on sectoral issues. If employers don't shape the childcare sector in Northern Ireland and don't influence that, well then they don't know the issues that are surrounding in terms of employing staff. They don't understand the issues of working parents and the hardship it creates. They don't look at affordability issues. They're looking just purely, it needs to be shaped by employers, and we're actually getting more and more success out of being involved in this for our sector. This isn't stuff that we're doing for Sleepy Hollow. This is stuff that we're doing for the early years play work and childminding sectors in Northern Ireland. So it's a very, very important part of what we're doing in Sleepy Hollow.
So on Tuesday night we moved on to do create a subcommittee, which I'm now away off doing that. So that will be good to feedback and
shape new people coming into our sector.
So we'll do that.
Really, really good.
Wednesday night we were working late.
Wednesday morning we went down to the daycare forum.
Oh yes,
in Fermanagh. So again, that's a sectoral issue, but I currently chair the daycare forum. I think possibly my last meeting chairing that, because I now chair the employers forums. I said I would come off one to chair another, but we haven't got a replacement yet for the daycare forum. So we went down to the
if anybody's
hospital.
Interested.
If anybody's interested in chairing the daycare forum, it's very, very good. It's part of early years, and really out of that you also sit on the board of directors, and you sit in finance and general purposes, and you sit on the early years council. So there's
Darren's telling you all of this because she didn't know this.
I didn't know this. I thought I was just chairing one meeting. I didn't realise there were 4 things involved.
So it's always good to know these things before you join.
Yeah, but you know what? It was very, very worthwhile. I've enjoyed my time very, very much with early years, and will continue to be involved and attend all the daycare forums. So this was really a site visit down to early years they've opened a new facility at the Ern Hospital down in Fermanagh, and it's Regio inspired. They just opened on the Monday. We arrived down on the Wednesday, and Joan, who actually was one of the inspectors who inspected us for All Ireland Centre of Excellence and had also been out to Regio with Brona, is heading that up for a year's project to get it set up and running. Well, it was just fantastic.
And she's done such a fantastic job in a week.
Yeah.
She really has. So well done,
So
Joan.
would highly recommend, and any of the staff who are working on that beautiful hospital site, really lovely site.
Yeah.
They're very lucky to have that childcare facility on their doorstep.
Yeah.
And it will be very well run when Joan's at the head of it, and staff are all lovely. Very, very nice and very Regio inspired.
Wednesday night, we had our staff meeting with our after schools team, which you would have seen earlier posted last week if you follow us on Facebook. It's fantastic. It's brilliant to bring 60 staff together and talk about what we're doing and doing different workshops, taking everybody back to basics. So
it's been really good. And then
Thursday night we had our workshop here in our day nursery with our day nursery staff. So again 3 late nights this week, but sure, it's
that was a busy week. Yeah, it's been a busy week, but it is starting to ease off for us now. I was going to say we've no nights away, but we do have this Thursday night.
Yeah.
But I was off at a wedding on Friday. My niece got married, so it was lovely to have a family time with a long weekend. And the first time all of my nephews and nieces have been together since 2003. So it was a very, very special weekend for us in the Rogers side of my family. It was lovely.
It was wonderful. We had Monday off.
It was great. And this week, I suppose, Bruno's gone off to open days. Oh, yes. Well, we're not really covering this week because what will reflect. But our affirmation this week is everything I need to know to succeed comes to me naturally and effortlessly.
Another pretty photograph on that.
So the idea of that is if you kind of repeat these affirmations to yourself, it's kind of getting you in the right mindset and framework. I kind of try to look at my affirmation 3 times a day. But our goals, I'll not go on our goals really this week, but just needless to say, there's open days this week.
We're doing opening days. We are attending the early years conference on Friday in Derry, so looking forward. Derry. Looking forward to seeing it.
University of Ulster McGee. If you haven't been there, we will also have a Curiosity Approach stand at that, and there will be very special offers. The Curiosity Approach cohort has currently closed, but anybody in Northern Ireland wanting to sign up to that this week, I have a special sign in for that, so please come and see us at the Curiosity Approach stand on Friday at the University of Ulster McGee. So we will probably go up on Thursday night up the length of our Brona and I both have caravans at the north coast, a couple of miles away from each other. So if we go up that length on Thursday night, it means we'll have to be in at the University of Ulster I think about 8 o'clock, so it means that we're just probably an hour away rather than like a 2-hour drive. By the time I come up from Belfast, pick Brona up. So if we go up the length of the north coast on Thursday,
and we'll have a curiosity stand. We'll also have our own stand. So we're doing 2 different stands.
We'll have 2 different stands. We're selling our books,
our
journals. So journal with us. I mean, again over the weekend, actually yesterday when I was working from home, I had a final submission that we've been nominated again for the Nursery World Awards. So they've asked me to submit quite a bit of paperwork kind of to support the nomination that we've had. We've been nominated in 2 categories, Bruna. We've been nominated.
She doesn't even tell me this.
Well, we haven't been shortlisted yet, but we've been nominated for Nursery Chain of the Year.
Oh, fantastic.
And we've also been nominated for staff development again. So I had a lot of work to do in presenting and getting a lot of work together for that. So that took me a good bit of my bank holiday Monday, actually. But so I really talked a lot about our journal, about it, how it's really key to our success. We use this in staff meetings. We use it for the staff to come and they fill it in. It can be used in team meetings in your room. It can be used at an appraisal. Look, because if you don't write this down,
you forget.
You forget what you've done.
Like Diane, you forgot that we went to Birmingham on the Sunday.
I forgot about Birmingham, and you forgot we went to Fermanagh. And that's even with us writing down. So we set ourselves our 3 goals, as you can see. We use it as a diary and we evaluate at the end of the day, what did you succeed and what did you not? I mean, we probably do 10 times more than what we write down. If you wrote down every admin task, you wouldn't be here. But it's really important to reflect back on what you've done. If you write it down, you'll do it. Otherwise, you're weak. You know, as busy nursery owners. But the idea is that every single person in your setting who works for you has one of these, and you come and you use it as a tool.
And you're all being accountable to each other.
You're being accountable to each other. So even if it's down to 1 in every room that you have, say you have 4 rooms in your setting, and you bring it together, and as managers you bring it together, and each person can flick back and say, right, this is what we're doing. Use it as a planning tool, especially if you're doing in the moment planning. But this is just basically a lot more smooth flowing, I think, for the managing of your rooms and the managing of your nursery setting or your child minding business or your after school settings. It's a work in progress. Really, if we hadn't been journaling for the last 3 years, I don't think we would have grown to where we're growing. So whether it's just journaling to succeed in your own business or journaling to maintain high standards on a personal journey, we would highly recommend. So we will be doing offers on these. The first 25 on Saturday will be going at 15, or Friday will be going at £15. Thereafter, if you're ordering a bulk of 10 or more, we will do an offer on you if you're buying, say, a bulk of 10. Otherwise, you order them on Amazon or on our Facebook page. So Amazon it's $17.50, but there's postage and packaging. On our Facebook page, there's no postage and packaging. We've included that as a special offer through our Facebook site. Because we've no Amazon fees to pay. But certainly drop us an email as well to info@sleepyhollowgroup.com if you're wanting to bulk buy these for your setting. Buy them now, start them in September, or start them from summer scheme, and wait and see the success that you have over the next academic year. So that's a plug for our book. We will
another busy week.
In 2 weeks.
Another busy week, and I'm looking at the time thinking I have to grab my lunch and I have to run because my first opening day is in Newtonards, so I have to be there in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I'm now going on to do a little bit of work for a board of governors that I'm on. So it's all busy in Sleepy Hollow.
Never stops.
Never stops.
And we're
going to our new head office tomorrow to get the keys. We'll talk about that now.
Very excited till next time we will be podcasting from our new head office. We'll show you our views.
Okay. Bye.